this game as we are getting started with draft. Let's go ahead and get into it. I was worried we'd have a forfeit, but it looks like we will not. Series number 3 out of 4 total. On the left side of your screen will be Masters Clash Academy. On the right side of your screen will be Granit Gaming. Finally here and ready. Bit of a delay in getting the series started, but better late than never. Let's get into it.
Right. So let's see what teams prioritize on this map. Usually it's a big prior on Tychus and the Hogger, since Hogger is probably the best hero on the shrine, and Tychus is the best hero to counter Hogger. So we'll see what they prioritize here. Lucio ban.
Tychus also matches up particularly well into Diablo. And this is, of course, a strong Diablo map as well. You spend a lot of time fighting in those corridors, and it gives Diablo several angles to look for. So I just love the way that the power levels of those 3 characters really come into play on this map in particular, okay? Tychus is strong on the shrine with his Odin. Hogger is strong on the shrine with his spin, and Diablo is strong near all these walls. So all of these characters independently have reasons that they are good on the map, and then in addition to that, Tychus also matches up very well into Diablo and Hogger. Hogger especially, he tries to infinite spin on you, and you just say, no, and you just shred him with that percentage damage right there. Hogger not going to be seen, however, in this game, as he is banned out by the members of Granit Gaming.
Kind of weird that they banned Hogger on first pick, I think. It's kind of signals to me that they don't play the hero, so we'll see what they want to prioritize first pick. Also, there's a Blaze, not the best on the map per se, but it's a really good hero at the moment.
Blaze has seen a lot of early pick priority in these games today. We've already seen a pattern at least twice out of these first 4 games that we have watched, where we spy an early Blaze pick that is followed up by a quick response of a Leoric. It would not surprise me to see something similar play out here, but that's going to be a Junkrat first pick for the members of Granit Gaming.
Yeah, Junkrat is fairly often first pick on this map, since he provides you a lot of vision around the shrine, and traps makes it hard for you to approach the shrine as well. And he can steal a lot of skulls with his long-range Qs. And he also clears shrine good with auto Q as well. And he can become a global at 13 with the W talent and just double soak.
Yep, Blaze priority, never a surprise right there. Hanzo, of course, also to clear out the shrine. Hanzo just a strong hero in general, let alone before your Q explosions help you actually clear out the base itself. And how many times are we going to see Smexy pick up this Kharazim right here? Definitely a strong preference for it, as I feel like I see Smexy play Kharazim at least once out of his 2 games every weekend, if not just both times.
He's probably the best Kharazim right now in HOTS, and we'll see if he makes it work.
Hold on. Is that true? I need to consult my objectively correct player spreadsheet that you yourself voted on, keep in mind, Gunnar. So if I find out that you changed it up and you didn't vote him before, let's see here. Chat.
I'm pretty sure I put, but I'm not sure. It's a long list.
Let's take a look. I'm sliding us over really quick. I just want to see my best HOTS players spreadsheet. Who did you put for Kharazim? Kharazim, we have Smexy. All 3 votes for best Kharazim right now from Gunnar, Cascon, and Cavalier Guest for Smexy.
Yeah, and also got the Haka pick, which is pretty good with what they are looking for. With these 3 picks, they are playing for a pick comp, it looks like, at least to me. So you get a global with the Haka. Junkrat has a lot of wave clear, and Kharazim has the 7-sided strikes when you find the pick, so you can burst the target down super fast. Yeah, let's see what Masters Clash Academy is going to respond with into this pick comp.
JOHANNA Anduin right there, and I gotta say, if there's a tank that's pretty hardy and hard to pick off, JOHANNA is up there. You can certainly CC chain her down, but if your CC chain is even slightly imperfect, if it has any gaps, then JOHANNA will be able to pop that Iron Skin. I typically don't think of her as being the tank that you really try to hunt down unless you've got like a main tank Leoric or a main tank Varian, and you're just looking to pressure her out right there. This will be a Sylvanas from Poik as well as a Muradin from Make. And like you were saying, Gunnar, the ability for Granit Gaming to just catch somebody out and just blow them up, I think is pretty high right here. And I fully expect to see Junkrat and Dahaka covering the macro side of things for the most part. Meanwhile, we have at minimum Smexy and Make on that Karazim and Muradin, focusing a bit more on the PvP side of things, just trying to go around Rome and see where they can look for picks, and Falstad last picked by Cookie.
I like the Falstad pick. The only problem I have is that he kind of gets bullied by Sylvan and Karazim if he goes side lane. That's the only problem I have with it. But overall, the draft is really good into the pick comp. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find a pick, since JOHANNA has the D, so she can't really get one shot. And if they are in big trouble, Anduin can just click its D button and they're out of there.
The ability to have such a tanky frontline with JOHANNA plays, the ability for Anduin to just absolutely yoink out whoever's in danger. Falstad might be able to hit some of those gusts. You did touch on how Falstad is rather fragile, though, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's isolated, just like you said, side lane. No JOHANNA to bail him out, no Anduin to bail him out. If we don't see at least one Smexy rotation onto Cookie trying to punish him, I will be quite surprised, honestly.
Yeah, same. Could have been a other pick that could be better than Falstad here, but I don't think it's bad. It's just that it could get punished if played correctly by Granit.
Alrighty, we are sliding into this game number 1. On the right side of your screen will be Granit Gaming. Not your scream, your screen. I hope this doesn't make you scream. Regardless, Poik going to be on that Sylv. Unforgiven on Junkrat. Wubby on the Dahaka. Smexy is going to be playing Karazim, and Make rounding out the team for Granit Gaming on Muradin. On the left side of our screen is Masters Clash Academy, as Cookie lags out 0 seconds into the game but has rejoined, and a pause has come through. Who we got playing for the side of Masters Clash Academy here, Gunnar?
Alright, so we got Panda Colada on... Is that Hanzo? Yeah, that's Hanzo.
It is indeed Hanzo. Yeah, I'm just trying to make your job as hard as possible here. Just move the camera as much as possible.
Warren is playing Anduin. Nagram is playing Joe. Lolom is playing The Blaze, and Cookie is playing Falstad.
Alrighty, Cookie, what a fitting name for playing the Parrot Mount character. Regardless, we are waiting. Both teams are ready. An unceremonial unpause game has not started yet, so of course no need to shut it down right away, or no need to do a countdown, as it would be unnecessary. Both teams now stepping up here into mid. You're always going to see a bit of dancing, looking for control over these bushes every single game. And this is another Hanzo target practice rather than simple geometry.
Yeah, on this map I think it's fine if you feel like it's going to be hard to get scatters and you're more comfortable with it in queues. Because on this map you specifically almost always go Pierce because of the shrine. So I don't think it's that bad this game.
Piercing arrows on Hanzo is also very strong, as we actually see Nagram almost getting dropped at the very start of the game, thanks to some pressure by Smexy. Hold on, Cookie able to sidestep the Stormbolt from Make. Will survive. Panda doesn't want to step onto this concussion mine from Junkrat, is able to juke it out as Poik, trying to take an aggressive trade, almost drops as well. 2 different players, I believe, dropping below 100 HP so far. As this goes on, neither one gonna actually drop yet, though. First blood still yet to be achieved by either team here. Fairly standard opening on shrines.
Yeah, they both grab their camps. Granit a little bit faster since they have the junk that can just stack up the camp in a circle, and then when you hit autos with Junkrat, it hits every single camp minion. A tip for you guys in the chat. Yeah.
If you're playing
Junkrat... Sorry, go ahead.
If you're playing Junkrat and you're on a map that has a camp with multiple units, you definitely want to try to stack those camps up on top of each other to make full use of your AoE potential. Cookie now stepping away, Make Stormbolt not able to connect on him, Smexy taking a lot of damage while fishing for that kill attempt right here. And we actually have 2 members of Granit Gaming here in the top lane. I didn't miss the kill this time, chat, let's go! Poik getting the successful gank onto Blaze in that top lane there. Very well done. And now Granit Gaming, hold on, that's a concussion mine by Panda. And that is a quick 2 kills picked up for Granit Gaming.
This is exactly what Granit wants. They want to play for picks. They get a pick in top. I think MCA kind of panics and tries to go rotate up to try to get Soak. And then get another pick on the bot side instead. Because Hans was a little bit too far forward on the wave. And with that they also get push top a little bit with Sylv, and they get bot camp with the rest.
And so this will be a 2 camp advantage for the members of GG. Actually a 1 camp advantage, a bruiser and a siege into just a bruiser. And now already about a half level lead for GG starting to materialize in the moment. Bruiser camp taken slightly later on the side of MCA. Both teams now going to pressure, but expect this Falstad, as always, to play split push, looking to get advantage of that global whenever possible here. And here's already some damage being started to exchange back and forth. Iron Skin from JOHANNA is down. Panda C in the thick of things. Oh, you gotta say, if Make just lands like 3 of these Storm Bolts that misses, those would be 3 more kills each time, I think. This could have been so much more one-sided. Already GG with the early game kill pressure, and that's with Make missing his Storm Bolts. So I can't help but think that MCA, if they start to land, will be in a bit of a pickle later.
Yeah, Make, I haven't seen him play tank that much. He usually is a DPS/flex player. As he gets caught by the root, jumps out, gets slowed by JOHANNA. He's super low, and he goes down to the Falstad Autos. Smexy not quite in time to save him. Would be in big trouble here, and he gets sniped by the Falstad Q. And MC is probably gonna win the shrine now.
Yep, I do indeed find that getting double kills early in the shrine is conducive to winning that shrine, more at 11. As now we have Cookie soaking out the mid lane. Smexy here looking for a bit of a trade. The members of Granit Gaming just kind of sitting around twiddling their thumbs, waiting for this objective to get finished off, as meanwhile Junkrat getting the double soak pressure. Junkrat, however, hold on a second. Wubby jumping in right here. They're not just going to go ahead and roll over. GG is contesting this objective. Make now jumping into the thick of things, not able to find a Stormbolt thanks to Nagrum's Iron Skin, but all of a sudden, now this is still a play as Falstad is not on the scene. This is 4v5 for the members of MCA. They're trying to step up right here, and it's only 1 more Guardian needed for MCA. If they can just find it, there it is. First objective for MCA, Nagrum forced to get Leap of Faith out. Lolam now in the thick of things.
He gets caught and dies. They still get the objective.
Oh,
nice tongue on the Anduin.
Oh, no.
But he dies to the Punisher, the Mortar. They're too big. And Maki in big trouble now. I don't think he has jump, but they can't really punish him. Okay, and cars him basing on top right.
Wow. I'm over here like, wow, what a cool tongue, and then he just immediately gets deleted.
Mortar Punisher, best Punisher.
Mortar Punisher is just so much damage. Although, honestly, all of the Punishers are kind of infuriating in their own way. Frozen Punisher enables dives by shutting off structures, and Arcane Punisher just makes it impossible to stand anywhere. Mortar Punisher contributing a lot of extra damage on the push as well. Each one has their own little thing. Lolam and Unforgiven getting a bit of damage trading here in the bot lane. But nobody going to go down just quite yet in this exchange. Level 10 advantage is about to disappear for MCA as Granit Gaming picks it up. Make on the scene down here towards bot side. Both teams looking at this siege camp.
This camp could be risky if the Aka has Burrow, but I don't think... Okay, they're not going to play for it.
What the... Oh! Hey, we talked about it. We talked about it in the draft, Galnegunnar. We said, hey, Falstad he might be able to get away if he's with his team, but when Falstad's looking for that side pressure, Smexy's gonna go over and try to gank it. And Smexy didn't even need 7-sided strike to do it, as it is still available, and there's the 7-sided strike onto Blaze. We talked a little bit about that. I also saw someone in the chat asking, is Kharazim troll into the Blaze? I understand two main components of that matchup are the nanomachine coating, which we do see from Blaze, and the bunker. But the big thing here is that as Kharazim, if you trade your 7-sided strike for bunker, that is a very good trade in your favor, as your cooldown is significantly shorter. 7-sided strike 50 seconds, bunker 70 seconds. So that is going to be in your favor when you make that trade. Tongue going out onto Blaze.
Oh, big wombo combo here. Granit's looking for a team fight, which I don't agree with. He gets punished for it. Still tries to land an arrow, only lands on Blaze. They need to run, Granit needs to run. And yeah, they are out.
Okay.
And you're also talking about Kharazim here. You need to evaluate what's your win con in this particular draft. As I said earlier, you're playing for picks. You don't really care about the Blaze then, because he's not the target trying to go for picks. It's usually the Hanzo or the Anduin or the Falstad.
Yeah, Blaze is a hero that can be remarkably safe, but also remarkably vulnerable, depending on the situation. A Blaze, for example, is extremely susceptible to being body blocked. It prevents his only mobility, jet propulsion, from being used for escape. And on the other hand, if you're just trying to do big damage to a Blaze and he's got bunker, then he might be able to just survive. So if you know you've got a Blaze boxed in or no jet propulsion, no bunker, then he's an easy kill target. Outside of that, maybe not so much, as Make jumps after Nagrum, not able to find anything just quite yet. An early bruiser camp taken by Granit Gaming, as their frontline lurking a little bit over here. Warren Ooh maybe not aware of how much danger he's in.
Lurking and lurking.
We'll be
trying to look for a tongue here. Oh, Leap of Faith use and the tongue's a minion, unfortunate. I don't think Grant is gonna find anything here. Market tries to jump out, gets interrupted, but his Meridians is fine.
On the bright
and
side,
that is still being done.
It is a positive cooldown trade for Granit Gaming. They didn't have to blow any big cooldowns to force out that Leap of Faith, which Anduin now does not have. 7-sided strike used, Light Bomb connecting onto multiple members of Granit Gaming, as well as a Dragon's Arrow dropping Unforgiven quite low. Lolam now finally getting that bunker out. Will now jet propulsion to escape the Riptire that is looming. Riptire not allowed to detonate. Will be killed before it goes off. A slight lead in the Guardian clear on the side of Granit Gaming. Make on the deep flank barely dodges the jet propulsion thanks to the Dwarf Tosh. Some nifty footwork in that backline. Oh, Wabi's isolation doesn't connect onto anything, but he does tongue Lolam, starting to set up the kill. Not quite there. Jet propulsion not landing onto anything. Everyone is low, but nobody's just quite dead just yet. And that continues as Make jumps on out of there. Nobody's able to finish anybody.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it's really hard for Granit to just straight up win a 5v5 this game. They really need to get a pick and then play for Shrine.
Make's jump interrupted by the Punisher as he tries to escape. The follow-up is instant from the members of MCA. Make, just trying to bait the Punisher, not able to do it, and that sets up an unfortunately timed death. Right there, MCA punishing it. They caught Smexy out on the side lane as well. Smexy now using 7-sided strike, gonna dash away to Dahaka, will be able to escape thanks to the stasis. And meanwhile, while the members of MCA were looking for that pick, their Punisher Immortals are on Battlefield of Eternity. Their Punisher here in the bot lane getting cleared out to an extent. Gonna get a lot of damage on this keep though, as it's not being cleared by the members of Granit Gaming. That's a significant amount of damage going on to bot keep, but will not come close to finishing it off just quite yet. MCA starting to back off and head towards their camps.
Yeah, they try to push mid, which I agree with, but doesn't quite get anything done. They get half HP on it, and bot keep gets half HP as well. Oh, Granit is lurking in the dark here, trying to find a pick on the Blaze.
Look at this from Lolam's vision. Lolam doesn't see any of this coming. They're all out of vision right here. He doesn't want to get off his mount without knowing where the members of Granit Gaming are. They're still lurking, and here they come in as he gets off his mount. Lolam, the tongue on the mid-jet propulsion Blaze. Wubby snatches him right out of the air and gets the kill onto Blaze, and this sets up an immediate push on the top fort from Poik. But meanwhile, in bot lane, MCA taking this as an opportunity. They say, oh, you're going to push our top fort, we're going to push your keep. We want to take this thing out. We already got a lot of damage from our Punisher onto it. Make looking for the Storm Bolt onto JOHANNA. Iron Skin will block it. This is now a Riptire on the scene. This Riptire will go off, getting big damage onto Panda Colada. Oh, as well as the double Storm Bolt from Make. Wubby now jumping in right there. Gets gusted away, but Make is not done just quite yet. He's landing every Storm Bolt now. Smexy on the scene. Looking like Fist of the North Star out here. Just absolutely smacking everything. Ooh, Nagrom's in there as well, and Nagrom gonna get staggered a bit by the members of Granit Gaming. Not being finished off just quite yet. There it is. Now JOHANNA staggered at least 10 seconds behind her closest companion in the Anduin, and what a fight in favor of Granit Gaming.
That was a complete disaster for MCA. I was just about to comment that Lolom had really good discipline by staying on the mount, but then he, for 1 second, doesn't have the discipline and tries to go for the wave and gets instantly punished. And MC also had 2 camps pushing mid and bot. They had huge macro advantage, so if he just sits under fort there, it's going to be huge value for MC.
But of course you gotta hit the minion waves. If you're not hitting minion waves, what are you doing? As now Black Arrow from Poik shutting down this fort almost long enough for the members of GG to finish it off, but they wisely decide, hey, let's not overstay and die trying to finish this thing off. We will get it sooner or later. Full level lead is currently being enjoyed by the members of Granit Gaming. Here in game number 1, you heard nothing, chat. Make now on the Bruiser camp. Both teams definitely going to take this and try and get some of that passive topside pressure during this next objective.
Yeah, both of the teams grabbing their hard camps.
Oh,
Wubby gets a huge
over the wall onto Nagrom. Not actually going to set up too much immediate kill pressure, but damn if that didn't look cool. Iron Skin now used by Nagrom, and both teams are just going to set up. And Galna, you've been talking about it all game. The 5-on-5 potential from Granit Gaming a little bit weak. They're at their best when they're playing for pick pressure, but we're going to see how this shakes out right here. Make jumping in on the back line.
Panda gets caught by the Junkrat trap. He's in a really bad spot, but he has to jump bail out. Their front line is getting hugely punished. Big Houncer Arrow. Poik is also getting punished. Light Bomb into Blessed Shield, and Poik gets instantly popped. The hack is in big trouble here. Big stun, but he's dead. And MC gets 2 kills and Shrine.
Ooh, Lolam actually booped right into the midst of Granit Gaming. Leap of Faith was used by Warren Ooh, but just barely not in time. Was that a boop over the wall into the trap by Unforgiven?
That it looks like it. Yeah, that was huge.
Absolutely bonkers. As Granit Gaming does lose this objective, but they at least guarantee that not all the members of MCA will be alive and ready to push with it. Smexy Gunner's over here trying to make sure that I don't miss these kills on the mini-map as I have a tendency to do at times. Smexy trying to run Cookie down, will not be able to find him in the attempt. Cookie going to
Smexy going full psycho mode, trying to find the fast pick.
I think that Smexy is like a Zeratul player trapped in a healer player's body or something. I don't know what it exactly is. But I just can't help but feel that he would have so much insane one-on-one kill pressure playing some of these characters here.
Oh,
Smexy
no.
jumping right into MCA, though, getting just instantly smacked down. I've seen a lot of Zeratul players do that, too, to be fair. And now Wubby looking for the tongue onto Nagrom, does not find it. Make gonna get significantly chunked in the meantime. And please note, this is a full Stormbow build Hanzo. No, never outmatched at level 7. This is in fact a Dragon Hungers. Looking for all of that right there. I'm trying to show talents more. Make jumping into there, lands onto Panda Colada. Leap of Faith able to avoid the CC, and the response is huge. Taking out Junkrat in the meantime. Wubby dropping low forced to back off a bit, and this bottom keep is dropping quickly. This is 5-on-3 in favor of MCA. They want to finish this off.
Yeah, they can just play it slow. They don't need to risk anything. This keep is kind of free. As they find a root on Poik, actually, but he gets out. Yeah, this keep will fall for sure. MCA can just play it safe, retreat. They have 2 camps on the retreat here they can do. And just play prior topside since it's top shrine. They can maybe try to snipe the top fort if they want as well. So Granit loses their tap topside. That would be pretty huge.
Evening up the fort situation in top lane would certainly be to MCA's benefit if possible. If they could remove Granit Gaming's access to that healing fountain up there, that would be great. Of course, that is one of the implications of healing fountains becoming invulnerable just as they are in ARAM, is that they last significantly longer in games these days. Both teams now getting a bit of pressure in mid lane. Nothing going to be secured just quite yet. Make with a bit of scouting, but he's Muradin. He's not super worried about getting caught. He's going to dwarf toss himself right on out of there, and Granit Gaming starting to back up a bit under some very aggressive rotations by Masters Clash Academy.
Yeah, we're trying to put out Make. He jumps out. He's fine. They're probably just going to snipe this fort, which is very nice for the shrine, as I said earlier. Dark is trying to clear all the camps that they're pushing in, and see what it's gonna happen. It's gonna be 20v20 fights, so both teams have the chance to win here. Just who presses the buttons the best.
And then now, as before, as you're going to very often see on the Infernal Shrines map, just teams taking bruisers anytime they can, leading into that objective right before, trying to get themselves that constant push pressure and that vision advantage. Make now stepping up, actually just using everything on Nagram right away as Wubby is in this backline. The front line of GG getting hit by that light bomb. Concussion mine does come out, as well as a big wind tunnel by Cookie in this fight right here. But Cookie gets concussion mined into the middle of GG and just goes down so quickly. That chicken is so fragile. And now this is a 5v4 in favor of GG. At this point, all they need to do is simply collect the objective. They know it, but Make is going back in and say, hey, if you want to linger 4v5, then we'll take it. Warren Ooh taking big damage in the meantime. Riptire dropping him very, very low. Make's not done with Warren. Will drop him. Hanzo as well, dropped by Smexy in the sideline. Currently making it a double kill in this fight. Nagram gonna go down as well. 4 members of MCA are dead. Lolam again finding himself in the situation of needing to defend all alone. At this point, he needs to just stay alive and not die, but I think there's nothing he can do. Granit Gaming about to just take this. Blaze trying to get out of there. The 7-sided strike is just way too much.
Yeah, that spells doom for MCA as their 5-man team wiped. And the Punishers coming in as Drunkard did the shrine, and yeah, Granit's gonna take it. 1-0 to them.
Wind tunnel from Cookie. That was, of course, the catalyst of the previous fight right there. An attempted wind tunnel play onto the members of Granit Gaming, looking for the ranged mosh pit, as it is affectionately known. But not able to look for it. Cookie with a well-timed dodge onto the Punisher jump. But of course, this is game number 1 versus MCA. Going in favor of Granit Gaming, finishing it off with 1 final Cookie kill.
Yummy.
Yummy indeed. That's the first word that comes to mind? Yummy?
I didn't know what to say. Cookies are pretty yummy.
Oh yeah, I mean, that is a good point. I didn't even make the connection to the food. I just thought that you described that specific match of hots as yummy, and there was going to be no further elaboration. Alrighty, let's take a look at that post-game scoreboard right here. In our 3rd series of the day, Masters Clash Academy versus Granit Gaming. No matter what the result of Game 2 is, there is only one more game after this one between these two teams. And then we'll have our final series of the day, Rage Quit Gaming versus Bang Bush. Trying to see right here if anything jumps out to me about the talents of this previous game that we saw right there. I always notice Epiphany, chosen by Smexy. I'm just wondering, what's the logic there with Epiphany? Is it just simultaneously more backline pressure with Way of the 100 Fists as well as more safety? Or what's going on?
It's mostly the pressure you get with the 16 talent, I would say. So you get a burst of, what is it, 5 dashes instead of 3, because we get 2 charges. I don't know how many charges you get from the 20. I think it's 2. So you get like 5 charges of Q, and I think after the 5th Q has gone out, you also get a 6th dash because it's refreshed. But not 100% sure on that. We haven't played that much Karasim. But this is definitely correct 20 with his build that he's going.
Smexy just so able to get in your team's backline, and the second you leave him alone, just smack one of your backliners over and over. Still waiting on lobby number 2 to be chosen right here. I believe the teams are going through their map choices. We had game number 1 being played on Infernal Shrines, which appears to be marked as a ban. I believe that is a mistake. Let's go ahead and look at our standings. Masters Clash Academy losing game 1 to Granit Gaming. Granit Gaming, at minimum, will go up to 12 points here if they tie up the series. And if they take this series 2-0, Granit Gaming will, of course, gain 3 points, pushing them up to 14 total, still solidly number 4 place. How many teams go to LAN? It's top 4, you said, Gunnar, goes to LAN?
It's top 3, and then the rest plays a Gauntlet. So it's kind of like CCL with the Gauntlet.
Okay.
So 7th seed versus 8th seed first, and then the winner versus the 6th seed, the winner versus the 5th seed, and then the winner versus the 4th seed.
And so if you're the 8th seed, not only do you simply have a tough time doing that from the perspective of beating teams so much higher rated than you, but even if you do, you still have to win so many more series after that. You still have to just take on so many games that would certainly provide for such a storied climb to the end for whatever team is going to win. As we take it into game number 2 here of Masters Clash Academy versus Granit Gaming. This is going to be Granit Gaming with first pick, thus implying that Masters Clash Academy selected Battlefield for game number 2.
That is correct. We'll see what teams prioritize on this map. It's a pretty good Ming map, pretty good Hans map for the race. It's a pretty good Vala map if you want to run that. Actually, race is pretty good. Could draft a double support comp with the Vala. It's pretty successful on this map, I would say. Since it's so small, it's kind of hard to play the macro game. What else? It's a good tracer map as well.
Every map is a good tracer map. And then there's Braxis Holdout. Alrighty. I'm not a big fan of that one, but she can be running certain strats. But we're talking about Battlefield of Eternity here in particular. And you're talking about what's good here, Gunnar. But realistically, I say this every time I cast Battlefield, a lot of things are good on this map. You can go into double support. You can go into full blow up. You'll see teams go Li Ming Genji. You'll see teams go double support. You'll see teams just hard commit to the race. There are several different playstyles that are possible on Battlefield, partially due to the relatively low requirements of wave clear on this map relative to other compositions, other maps, like you might play on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And if you try to draft the way you do on Battlefield, you're just going to lose. That's a similar situation right here. I would honestly be amazed to not see a Li Ming picked up before third ban.
Yeah, Vala gets first pick though. The only problem you have with an early Ming pick is that you get super punished by a double support draft if the enemy team tries to go for it. Since you don't provide any split pressure with Ming, you can only like clear wave. And you're like focused on team fighting with Ming because you want to play for them resets.
Oh, absolutely. Li Ming has very poor macro control of the game. And in addition to that, is very dependent on getting her resets. She wants to blow a target up, kill them, and then utilize her cooldowns resetting to convert that into more and more resets. But of course, that is very difficult if the enemy team opts to make their team more tanky. Poik picking up the Zarya.
I love it.
Yeah.
probably the best pick versus Ming. They get super punished by this Ming pick. I saw it coming when they first picked Valla, that they're gonna pick something like this. Yeah, and then the Anub as well. Oof, it's a rough Ming game for sure.
Valla at least opens the door for a double support kind of composition. It doesn't necessarily demand it, but double support Valla has been one of the oldest comps in HOTS, stands the test of time. And Li Ming, let's specifically talk about these Li Ming matchups right here. You said that it's a hard time for Ming. I 100% agree. But just to explain it to the viewers a little bit more, Li Ming's damage structure, as I said, is heavily contingent on getting those pickoffs. So the more tanky your team is on the opposing side, the harder it is to get your resets and do what you want to do. In addition to that, Li Ming's damage is fairly telegraphed. There are delays before it hits the target, meaning that a shrewd Zarya, such as Poik right here, can shield her kill target every time, and not only is your attempt at a reset getting denied by the shielding, but you're in fact buffing Zarya's damage by doing so. And then of course, Anubarak. Li Ming Anubarak was an interesting matchup in HGC for several years. When Anubarak attempts to cocoon Li Ming, she used to be able to just use her teleport to disjoint the cocoon flying at her and dodge it to put it on full cooldown. So then you might be like, okay, just don't cocoon Li Ming. Well, if you cocoon anybody else, then Li Ming uses Disintegrate, which is one of the highest tick rate damage abilities in the game. Disintegrate does damage more often than almost any other ability, and Cocoon is of course shredded by how often you hit it. So, this in the past left the Anubarak Li Ming matchup in a very interesting position. You have the beetles getting in the way of your skill shots, Anubarak himself is very tanky and does spell damage, but his Cocoon, one of the most important aspects of Anubarak's kit in competitive, was very weak into Li Ming teams. Of course, this matchup did get changed, I want to say around late 2019, maybe even earlier than that. Li Ming can no longer dodge Anubarak's Cocoon, meaning that this matchup, in my experience, tends to be much more heavily Anubarak favored now.
Also, the Beetle spell armor makes it so it's really hard to land Ming spells. Anub can just block the Ming spells with the Beetles, especially the magic missiles. So the matchup is really, really rough for the Ming. And talking about the other side of the draft, so MCA is doubling down on this Ming pick by picking the Ana, as they want the nano boost Li Ming synergy, which is pretty strong. But Gigi's answers with Sonya, so I would expect him to go leap here and just dive on the Ana. And they also have Anub, right, which can spec into the ranged on Eon 4, so he can follow up the Sonya leap on the Valla. And I think they're just going to try and one-shot the Ana.
Yeah, I mean, anytime an Ana is in the game, she has to worry about the potential of getting one shot. She is very squishy, she's very susceptible to getting blown up, and of course, Anubarak will be able to dive her. It wouldn't surprise me to see Anubarak and Sonya both team up for this, see Sonya leap directly onto the Ana here. Ana's playing with fire with this positioning, and I gotta say, when you have a situation where your Li Ming is, in my opinion, fairly shut down by the enemy team's drafts, to invest in that Li Ming further with the nano boost seems a little questionable to me. I'm not quite sure if it'll go and work out for MCA, but hey, that's what we're about to find out as we get into this game here. Game number 2 of series number 3, Masters Clash Academy versus Granit Gaming. On the side of Granit Gaming, we have Smexy on the Rehgar, Poik playing Zarya, Unforgiven on that Valla, Make playing Anubarak, and Wubby on the Sonya. Who do we have on the side of MCA over here, Gunnar?
We have Panda Clad on the Li Ming, we have Warren on Ana, Cookie on Sylv, and Nagrom on Diablo as Mikey gets punished a bit. No, he's out. And I think it's Lolam playing Blaze. Pretty sure.
It is indeed Lolan playing Blaze, returning to their role from the last game. Sorry that I just had to make it go off memory right there. As Gunnar can only see what I am showing him, by the way. We're doing this over Discord screen share, so he's not able to move the camera independently. Panda Colada contributing a little bit of wave clear on the side right here as Nagrom jumps in, Unforgiven dropping very low thanks to the damage pressure, but not quite dropped, able to return several hits in the meantime. And Gunnar, I must note that this is auto attack Vala at level 1 here, going full into the hyper carry playstyle rather than the more bursty Q build Vala. Oh, and we see some big damage going out on a Nagrom right here, Unforgiven trying to finish him off, not able to find it. But what you often see is, just touching on what I said earlier, a lot of players think that Vala is mandatory Q build on Battlefield, but I think that if you've got a draft like this that is clearly built around you being the hyper carry and the main source of damage, it's important to build accordingly and to not just blindly go Q build, which is burst when your teammates might not need it. Ooh, combo from Nagrom over the wall does get the flip onto Unforgiven, who receives a shield. That shield definitely saved their life, and now all of a sudden MCA is on the retreat, starting to walk away as Wubby arrives onto the scene. Stunned out by Nagrom, receives the Zarya shield. Wubby dropping very low, will be okay for the moment. And Granit Gaming already back onto the siege camp. Nagrom not ready to give it up without a fight, though. Nagrom will be here. Lolam hits a huge jet propulsion from back behind on the flank, lands onto Smexy, and it's a double kill for MCA, starting this game as well as a successfully secured bottom siege camp.
Alright, so one mistake granted here. As Vala gets chunked, she's 1 HP, needs to go base, so you should just abandon the camp. Your team comp does not work if Vala is not in the fight, so don't take fights without Vala. Yeah, that's about it. As MCA gets the camp, they get the wall bot, and let's see if they're gonna rotate for the hearts, which is kinda the standard.
Oh, I would be amazed if a team didn't take their hearts before first objective, unless they had very extenuating circumstances right here. Now GG taking their bruiser camp, we will see similar from MCA on the other side, as Cookie very, very low in the meantime here while they're doing this camp. Now GG already starting the race.
Now though. GG getting free race here, as MCA is really late on their camp, so they get the first half for free. That's pretty huge.
And of course, first objective on Battlefield of Eternity always spawns in the same configuration. Lolam looking for the flank, not able to find it just quite yet, but is now here. Ooh, wall stun by Nagrom going in on members of Granit Gaming. SYLVANAS, meanwhile, pushing that bottom fort for Masters Clash Academy. Masters Clash trying to get whatever push they can. We now see Unforgiven starting to go over and look for the defensive rotation, getting that clear. And a very large, sizable lead in Immortal health for Granit Gaming, but an XP lead for Masters Clash Academy here, and of the two, I'm taking the experience lead any day of the week. But however, first objective of this game, first Immortal, going to the side of Granit Gaming.
Yep, completely 100% agree with the XP, at least on the first Punisher, or Immortal. Now I did the reverse mistake you did. And I like the Syl split push bot, that was a really good call.
Yep, almost securing the entire fort. Hold on. That has 50 HP, so more than the core had beforehand. But it has 50 HP right here, as now Granit Gaming stepping up for the push onto bottom. And I gotta say, the siege pressure is so huge. Look at what we have here on the side of GG. We have Vala, big sustained damage. Zarya loves to siege. Anubarak with those beetles. Anytime Immortal is ever secured for GG, it is going to be a problem for MCA, who do get big damage onto Make right there, but are not able to convert it fully into a kill. Blaze started rotating down just in case there was a fight, but is now heading back up toward the Soak. XP advantage is not massive for the members of MCA though, and they would love to finish off this fort if they can get the chance.
Yeah, Ming positioning to snipe the fort. Poik snips it out.
Poik almost died.
No.
One magic missile made it in past Poik, and that was all that Panda Colada needed to finish off that fort. Nagrom now getting focused down, but that's a massive jet propulsion by Lolam on the flank, hitting 3 members of Granit Gaming who do not have a fort to retreat to right here, but it looks like they're going to be fine regardless. Not too many concerns at the moment. Still regular, fairly standard talent builds from what we're seeing.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary that I can see.
I do know the possession by SYLVANAS. I don't remember. Do you know exactly how Merc Queen works with Immortals these days, Gunnar?
Don't think Merc Queen works with Immortals since it's heroic unit, I think, or something like that.
I'm not quite sure exactly how it works, as now Nagrom hopping over the wall. I think he actually shadow charged onto Rhaegar's totem on accident right there while fishing for a wall stun. Lolam now landing a fat jet propulsion. Wabi dropping extremely low, trying to get out of there, but the shadow charge this time does land onto a hero from Nagrom. Vala sleeping on the job. Nagrom not able to find the flip, was certainly fishing for it at the moment. And Zarya for Granit Gaming just picking up that bot soak, trying to shore up Granit Gaming's XP deficiency and catch up. Sleep Dart lands onto Rhaegar, not able to punish though. Zarya continuing to soak out this bottom lane right here for Poik. Hold on, Nagrom's in deep though, finds Smexy, flips him right into the Arcane Orb. The combo, the synergy, excellently placed and timed from the members of MCA, who look like a totally different team here in game number 2.
Yeah, good vision play there by Nagrom, as Smexy gets caught in a lazy rotation. Could have just rated the safe, but yeah, they get the pick. Halftime show, and you see where the Immortal's gonna spawn. It spawns pretty good for MCA here, as they're positioned for race. And both Blaze and Silva are soaking, so they're not missing soak either. That's pretty huge.
So far, Granit Gaming has yet to do even 1 point of damage to this Immortal for Masters Clash Academy, and it looks like it will stay that way, as Masters Clash Academy also leashing their Bruiser camp as well. They wanted to push, in addition to this Immortal, which will go top lane, Immortal goes to the less pushed lane of the two. And now going to get some pressure in both of these lanes here, as Bruisers will push bottom for MCA and Immortal will push top. But hold on a second, Granit Gaming looking for the aggro play, not able to get there in time to invade onto this Bruiser camp. Nagrom in the thick of things though will not get aggressed on by the members of Granit Gaming, who back off and get ready to defend against this top lane Immortal.
Yes, the Bruiser's gonna push bot now, Sonya has to respond, so she can't come up to try to make it a 5v5 team fight, so this fort is 100% gonna go down if MC doesn't misplay. Nanobo's used, and Silver Silence also used. So if Granit wants now, they can look for a team fight here, and they could Diablo.
Oh,
Bloodlust used, leap on the Ming.
Jumps right in onto Panda Colada. Oh, trying to finish him off, but Panda Colada, dang, just barely doesn't get the healing dart right there. And we can see the leap pressure is going to be huge this game. Nagrom shadow charging on out, trying to pick up the kill on Wubby and escape. Wubby will go down, but Nagrom not able to save his own life. Now Cookie over here trading blows with Smexy. Lolam backing them up. Smexy with the bite will get the kill, receives the Zarya shield. Smexy's gonna be okay. And all of a sudden, a triple kill out of nowhere. It wasn't out of nowhere, of course. Level 10s were achieved for Granit Gaming. Such a big moment. Immortal getting that top keep wall in its entirety, as well as a little bit of damage. But Granit Gaming, I think that is going to be indicative of how the team fights play out from this point on. When you have such a squishy team, your backliners are Li Ming, Ana, and Sylvanas. Any single one of those heroes, if they ever get leaped by Sonya, are going to die, thanks to the immediate pressure that the Sonya and the Anubarak are both able to provide, able to just snap engage on a squishy at a moment's notice right here. I fully expect to see one of those three heroes, Ana, Sylvanas, or Li Ming, either blown up or at least an attempt at doing so by Granit Gaming every single fight.
Yeah. MC is not trying to get fighting here. Look at Silver bot lane. She is pushing with the camp. If MC could delay, she could get wall plus a lot of damage on the keep, but Grant...
Just pushing mid, Gunnar?
Pushing bot, I mean, sorry. Grant is gonna respond though, and they are gonna rotate bot, so Silver is out of there. Nothing to do on the map right now, so I expect this MC trying to
what is this?
Maybe go for a bush gank, or...
Do they just keep lava on hand? Like, what? You're in
hell.
hell.
It's kind of weird like that, you know?
Like, yeah, just like, you're in hell. Like, I don't understand. You have lava galore. Look out in the distance. Look at all that lava. You don't need to keep bowls of it all over the place, dude. It just looks like my house. I just leave like cups of water everywhere. Yeah, it's the same deal. Bruiser camp not available for either team. Both teams just trying to establish position, get a little bit of vision control around the map. and start with this race position. Both teams setting up here. The Immortals spawned for the races, both just getting the DPS out, but we can see that the race advantage is clearly in favor of Granit Gaming, shredding that Immortal despite being down a level and having slightly lower stats, and now defensive positions for the Immortals.
As you can see, Vala does not need to be Q-build. They have the better race anyway, since she has gotten a lot of auto-attack stacks in the early game. Plus Zarya does a lot of race damage as well. And we'll see. I think I like the Syl trying to go for a side in here and start pressuring, push. But she's just sitting here in the back.
Cocoon from Make, Bloodlust pop by Smexy, and this is what happens anytime you have an Ana in the game, is the entire enemy team is going to be thinking about diving onto her with that Sonya, with that Anubarak. It's a double kill for Granit Gaming. Jet Propulsion from Lolan does not connect onto Unforgiven. Nagrom is going to be the next target, it seems. Oh, tries to get the stun onto Unforgiven, not going to land. Arcane Orbs coming in from over the wall, trying to help out Nagrom a little bit, get some additional damage here. No additional kills happening at the moment, but Granit Gaming is going to have a very healthy Immortal going into this next push. Nagrom stepping forward with the Healing Fountain tap, trying to get some pressure on, but he's in the thick of things, just eating damage from the members of Granit Gaming. You are a very tanky lad as Diablo, but, oh, you can see right there, a lot of what was able to allow Diablo to survive was the Devil's Due. Okay, very healthy, 80 souls plus Devil Dew, getting that massive Healing Fountain regen is the only thing that kept him alive right there, and a quick bot lane push starting out from the members of Granit Gaming.
Yeah, I think this is a smart play, as I don't think they'll get both forts if they just go for top. They will only get one fort top if they go top, but with this play they get both forts instead, because I don't think they can make a play for the keep, as Nagrom gets caught. He's a super fucking tanky though, sorry for swearing. As he gets
no,
out.
I got you. He's super tanky, dude, I got you. Now, no kill attempts found by GG. They are backing off as they are down level 16 at this point, and Maka all out of mana. Bloodlust used for the move speed to try and escape, and hey, if it prevents deaths, then I respect it. GG still down level 16. They have backed off completely. Some taps, some hearths coming out at the moment. Make needs to reset that mana pool. And Masters Clash Academy, on the other hand, taking out this bottom camp. And Gunnar, there was something I noticed in the talent quirks. I was just mousing over it a moment ago. Right here, we have the spell barrier on Zarya. Okay? And I just think that normally, a lot of times what we see from Zarya, I know what Rutzo likes, is to go the Unstoppable at 13. I think there are multiple good options there. I particularly am a big fan of Spell Barrier into this opposing damage structure. The enemy damage structure is almost purely spell damage, and they are very, very trying so hard to get those Li Ming resets, and I think Spell Barrier on that Zarya is going to go a long way toward preventing them from getting any kills, getting Li Ming any resets, and enabling Poik to just do big damage as we see a push from MCA top lane.
Yeah, Make finding a stun on Nagrom. He's getting chunked here. Big leap, and Syl just gets deleted. Bunker for the Blaze. Insta-clear on the Cocoon. Blaze is just
oh, Lolan trying to finish off the keep. He's trying to finish the keep. Oh. Wubby also in the thick of things.
They get a kill on Sonya, though.
Wubby gonna get popped. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of Granit Gaming as they chase down Poik, landing the pinpoint accuracy, trying to slow Nagrom, as well as giving Make the speed shield to catch him up to speed in this situation. The members of MCA now backing off. Panda Colada poking over the wall. Poik, a well-timed reaction, able to utilize that Arcane Orb to feed their energy. And now the damage just coming out. Meanwhile, don't forget about Vala racing over on that side lane. Unforgiven, getting whatever he can. And Gunnar, I can't help but notice that there's a camp in top lane that might get that keep for MCA.
Yeah, I think this camp will probably get the keep. I don't think Sonya sponsor time. But if they get the Immortal, I think they could maybe push for keep, since the top forts for MCA is really low. But we'll see.
It is a top keep secured. First keep of the game going in favor of MCA, who again look much more solid in game 2 than in game 1. Both teams taking their bruiser camps right here. Significant immortal HP lead in favor of Granit Gaming, but the passive map pressure is in favor of Masters Clash Academy. They know that they're going to get those catapults in that top lane often, as well as the mercenary camp in bot lane. This camp is still alive. It might actually break through core at some point here, as Wubby rotates onto Sylv, not able to catch her. You spoke a bit, Gunnar, about the Will of the Forsaken, making it hard to find those picks before, and we're going to see that play in as well. Wailing Arrow from Cookie, though, on the scene, and wow, Cookie jumps right in, not afraid to chase down the members of Granit Gaming. Wubby going to be the first to fall to Panda Colada on the bottom side of your screen. Nagrom now chasing in, sets up the kill onto Make. That's a double kill for MCA, exactly when they needed it. MCA trying to tie up this series now has the 5-on-3. Warren a little bit close to the members of GG, but not too concerned, as they are simply going to elect to focus onto this Immortal. This Immortal will head bottom lane for the members of MCA right here, as at minimum they try to get a keep, but realistically they would love to take game right here.
Yeah, Granit did a mistake here, as Sonya used Leap to try to get a pick, but after that I don't think they can win team fights if they don't have Leap up, because Anna will just sit in the back, chill, and they just try and poke Granit down, and then eventually just run them down when they're low. So we'll see what MCA can do with this Punisher, though. It's half shield. Probably this keep will fall, and Granit probably just has to fight past the Immortal Age to try to win the game.
Now this Immortal stepping forward, getting big damage. Oh, hold on a second. Nagrom isolated by the expulsion zone. Doesn't even run directly away at first, instead looking for the flip onto Poik as the push pressure continues from the members of MCA onto Granit Gaming. Now Cocoon coming out onto Nagrom, gets deleted in an instant. The dive from Make onto Warren Ooh. The members of GG trying to take out this Ana, but she is not going down. There it is right there. 2 for 2 between these two teams. 3 for 2 in favor of MCA. That Immortal still hitting the core the whole time this is going on. Poik will be next to fall. He will go down. This is MCA evening up the series. Vala dying off cam right there, but let's look at what's actually happening. Core goes down 1-4-1, an even series. Split just like last time.
Same results as last time, as they both grab 1 point, which will be detrimental for Granit, as they are chasing for that 3rd spot. Just grabbing 1 point out of this match, gotta feel bad for them.
Because you spoke about 3 being the cutoff right there. As you look at the standings for Masters Clash, the top 3 teams with their names highlighted, these are the teams that will go to LAN if they secure enough points and if they maintain these positions. Those top 3 spots, certainly very attractive in what these teams want to go for, but Granit Gaming will only move up to 12 points, and Masters Clash Academy moving up to 7 points right here. Not changing any of the positions of the standings right now. And let's go ahead and take a look at that post-game scoreboard.
Yeah, Ming did a lot of damage, even though it was a really rough draft for her. So well played for Panda. And I'm not sure about the talents. What did they pick? Something out of the ordinary or just standard?
So one thing that I found kind of interesting that game is that it was fairly MCA favored in the early game. Okay, MCA has the advantage for the first 9 levels, and then Leap is secured by Wubby. And then as soon as Wubby gets Leap, he leaps all 3 of the different backliners, okay? So he locks level 10 in, Wubby comes in around level 10 or 11 in that top lane, leaps onto Panda Colada, gets the kill. Next fight, he leaps onto Ana, gets the kill. Next fight, leaps onto SYLVANAS, gets the kill. And then, after killing all the different members of Masters Clash Academy's backline, then level 16 comes around, and they try to go for a kill attempt onto Cookie with that SYLVANAS, but the blow up isn't just quite there. And so Cookie actually able to survive it, just like you had spoken about before with trying to play a pick comp into a SYLVANAS. That Will of the Forsaken always going to be a major concern, and I think that it was pretty central to what allowed MCA to win that game right there.
Yeah, also a point is that when Anna hits 13, you can only play for the Anna leap, because otherwise, if you leap one of the other backliners, if Anna is paying attention, she can just heal dart the guy who gets left and they get 50 armor. So the only play after 13 is just to dive the Anna with that comp.
And if you can get your hands on Anna, then she just dies most of the time. But what's up, Gunnar?
Yeah. Alternatively, they could also play for the slow fight, because I think they win the slow fights if they just keep hitting the Diablo over and over and over. Especially when the Vala gets the 16 talent, the Manticore. I think 16, right? Yeah. But I think they didn't get the 16 talents in time to do that style of play, since they were like losing the game when they hit the 16. They kind of had to desperate team fight them